Greetings from the Kingdom of Cambodia. We are alive and well. And we send our warm regards to all of you all around the world, both our Bapon Khmer around the world, of course, and as well as all of you joining us today. Welcome to the Good Morning Cambodia show, and it's an honor to be with you. And looking forward to some wonderful conversations, uplifting, positive, I reckon decently high energy as well. And it's an honor to have you, Frank Baroudi, here with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Frank, and it's great to have you here. Frank, I usually call you Frankie, and I think around town you're known as Frankie. Frankie is a global businessman, originally from the United States, and we're going to jump into parts of your story. But Frankie is one of the world's leading collectors in rare Cuban cigars, as well as rare spirits and whiskeys, as well as a investor in a few different industries, several different industries here in Cambodia as well. And the unique thing is whilst your business is global, Frankie, but Cambodia is where you've chosen to be your home. And
I'm in love with the place.
Yeah.
That's that simple.
So
for many reasons.
Yeah, and this is what we got to get into, because this is there's several intriguing parts of this. Obviously, first of all, your story and your industry is intriguing. And then, of course, I want to understand a bit more of why, out of anywhere on this big old earth, why Cambodia, So we'll jump into that here in a bit. But it's great, to have you here, Frankie. And your story, the bits that I know of your story, and being friends for the last many years here. You're originally from the States, USC, University of Southern California, graduate there in engineering, but your industry now is completely different.
Yeah.
And in addition to just being a global business that you run, but you could say you're kind of what you have in your hands is towards the pinnacle of the rare cigar and rare spirits industry here.
Question.
And I want to hear a bit more of that story before we jump into business and investment and life in Cambodia.
Sure. No, I was always in the computer world back in the early 70s, and I graduated from high school in 1976, and I really had a vision on what I wanted to do with my career in life. I was great with numbers. I did really great with the SAT scores and all that, and got a full ride at USC, like you mentioned, in Los Angeles. And I was from San Diego, so it was an easy two-hour drive back then. Now it's 4 or 5 with traffic. But I specialized in electrical engineering and computer science, got a couple master's degrees in both of those, as well as undergraduate. And then started to work in Los Angeles in that world. And it was before the IBM PC, and it was really on the cutting edge. But my heart really wasn't into it. I hung out about 7 years in that world, working for some amazing companies.
Good career, and it did
amazing
well
career
for you in those early years, I'm sure as well. Yeah.
And rode the crest and made a lot of money. When Apple came out, I was working with the teams that actually put the windowing and everything that Apple is today. They were all working for Xerox at the research center, and I was involved in that. So
Incredible.
I did well enough to 7 years later say, I've had enough of this. I want to work for myself. That's the only way in America you can really do your own thing and make large success. It's never going to happen working for somebody else's company.
Yeah.
So, but in the course of my education, I was lucky to have a roommate that was an amazing guy.
Yeah.
He taught me about all kinds of higher end things, because USC, you're either a very, very amazing athlete.
Yeah.
You were born with a platinum or gold spoon.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
very, very very expensive college to get
Sure.
into,
Yeah.
even back then.
Yeah.
Back then it was $89 a unit. Now it's like $8,000 a unit. It's just nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you knew how to take tests. I knew how to take tests, so I got a full ride there. But my roommate, first semester in Burnkrant, which was one of the dorms, was a revolutionary thing in my life.
What happened? What happened with your roommate?
Within about 4 months, I remember this so clearly. He was putting on a tuxedo. I called it a penguin suit because I'd never had a tuxedo. It was from modest means.
Yeah.
And I said, "What's going on with the penguin suit?" And he goes, "Well, my grandfather just died, so I'm gonna go to the service." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He said, "Hey, don't be too sorry.
Yeah.
When I come back, we're gonna go and I'll show you what he left me." And I had no idea what that meant.
Right.
Because he's just a normal guy. We're in
Yeah,
college.
He's
We both love
roommate,
cars.
College mate.
Yeah, my buddy.
Yeah.
And so he comes back and he takes his clothes off and his suit off and puts normal stuff. And we take a drive to San Marino.
Yep.
San Marino is about 15 minutes away from USC on the Hollywood Freeway, up and over Pasadena Freeway. And we come rolling up to this estate. It's kind of like a quarter of a mile entrance with 300-year-old pine trees, and it's just going, wow, what's this? Yeah. San Marino, if you don't know it, it's like the Beverly Hills of Pasadena.
Mm-hmm.
Old money.
Yep.
And we come rolling up to a home that was 40,000 square feet.
Wow.
And amazing.
Yeah,
and I'm already out of my element. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He said, "You've seen nothing yet." Then we go back around the pool area and we go down some steps into a basement.
Yeah.
And he says, "Yes, this is where I'm going to put my music studio and so forth." It's about six times the size of this room.
Yeah.
And he goes, every once in a while we smoke cigars. And I said, "Yeah, you're the first guy I ever smoked a cigar with."
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, this is where the stash came from."
Yeah.
And he opens these giant double doors with a big key this size on the side, and opens these doors.
Yeah.
And there's a room about this size, actually.
Yeah.
Of only pre-embargos.
Wow. Pre-embargo
Cuban cigars from the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And all the biggest names, all just shocking. And I didn't know I was looking at. All I said,
the room is filled with these, right?
Filled.
Yeah.
And it was like, God, the cigar label art on these is beautiful because that they used the old style printing and magnificent.
Yeah.
And so I was just, okay, well, this is really cool.
Really cool. Big stash.
Well, come over here. And then he goes to the next set of double doors, same kind of key. And he's got a room of 40,000 pre-Prohibition whiskeys.
Yeah.
And all the finest of everything. 40,000 bottles of first gross, also all wines.
Yeah.
And he had the 21s, the 45s, the 61s. 82s weren't out yet because this was in 1976. So all the finest. So his grandfather was a gentleman by the name of Kenneth T. Norris. Norris Industries. They owned Westinghouse, Whirlpool, Thermador, Waste King. They all made a lot of the U.S. military appropriations we used during World War II.
So you're wandering around in his basement.
So this is why,
Of course, yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, Norris. There's a Norris Dental Science Center. There's a Norris Theater. There's a Norris Law Library. I said, is that any affiliation? He goes, yeah, it's Grandpa and Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wow. So
it's like, wow, one of the biggest families in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so he took me under his arm and under his wing, so to speak, and we were smoking and drinking all that stuff. I said, well, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. So you were brought into that whole. That wasn't your world.
No, I'd never smoked a cigar. I had a Mickey Big Mouth beer. before I got to college. I
Yeah.
was a student. I had 4.0 and 800 on my SATs,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and now here's this monstrous distraction.
yeah.
But it was cool.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the
world,
labels, the artwork on these old bottles of booze and old cigars is what really turned me on.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford the product,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I could afford the art.
Right.
So I started investing in that art, and slowly but surely.
So the boxes originally.
The boxes, I have thousands of those.
Now you have thousands of them. Yeah.
And the labels themselves.
Right.
Yeah. Then I started,
But then you jumped into that world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is what
I started
happened.
collecting.
I started collecting.
Being a mad collector. Yeah.
Yeah. So, fast forward to now. There's 40 years of this.
Yeah. Fast forward.
I know you don't like to brag, but you got to brag on your collection a bit.
Well, fast forward to 1990.
Yep.
I had an opportunity to go to Cuba.
Yep.
And that's where all the cigars were from.
Yes.
And I had this passion for these things by this time.
Yeah.
And I started collecting all cigar memorabilia, lighters, cutters, but mostly the art.
Right.
And old Cuban watches and all. I was intrigued with the Castro regime, and anywhere you're not supposed to go as an American, it's kind of cool thing.
Yeah.
Full of intrigue.
Yeah.
So about 80 trips later, in fact, my last trip was before COVID.
Okay. Yeah.
Cuba was still always getting a little bit worse, and now it's just so depressing I won't go anymore. But over the course of those 80 trips, I did mass accumulation of all kinds of things.
Wow.
And that's where still a major stash of the cigars, and also beautiful old Cuban rums from the pre-Castro era.
Yeah.
Because obviously everything since 1961 was cut out.
Right.
After the embargo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When Kennedy got his last shipment of 18,000 or something cigars.
My goodness. Yeah.
So that was the core of the collection.
Yeah, and I know that your collection now is amongst one of the largest collections of the rare Cuban cigars and spirits, and it's very from what I know by your travels, it's very desirable because you have this week it may be the Middle East, and then next week it's Hong Kong and Macau, and then after that is London, and then after that is back to the States.
You have a very good memory.
I know, yeah. I probably, and so it's
that's pretty much
it's
the
a
plan.
very enviable collection that you have. That there are certain people globally that are regularly contacting you to look at the availability of what you have. In your collection, of course.
Yeah, it's cool, and all these guys are, well heeled. They, they know about this stuff, so they all have their own stories. So it makes my life, so more enhanced by just knowing these guys and talking story. Yeah. And hearing their angles and perspectives and how they got started and what their favorites are. And, I just happen to have one of those. That kind of thing. And it's a very very cool thing.
It's incredible. So I mean, like I said, Frankie is a global businessman. Your business, it really does encircle a large part of the globe.
Yeah, you hit the major markets there between the London, the Singapore, the Middle East, and
Hong Kong, Macau.
And the biggest is Southeast Asia.
Interesting. Interesting.
And that's why I wanted to investigate this particular part of the world more, because it's just you've got Malaysia, Indonesia, you've got Singapore, you've got the Philippines, and you have of course mainland China and Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And the proximity to all those places is with 1 to 2 hours from where are we now?
Yeah, right here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So after realizing that I have a great passion for the Asian culture, Southeast Asia in particular, I started traveling all over the place here.
Yep.
And of all the countries that I went to and all the people that I experienced, in say 8 major countries here.
Yeah.
It was the Cambodians that really got under my skin.
They got your heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, that for me, that's very interesting because, again, you have a global business. You also have a winery in Argentina as well, I know. And you are on the plane a fair amount here and there as well. But, out of anywhere in the world and anywhere in Asia, which you see so much potential here in Asia as well, a lot happening here in Asia, you've chosen to make Cambodia your home base. Right. And not only that, but also investing here in Cambodia as well, investing your life, but also investing, some of your finances into other businesses here in Cambodia. When was your first trip to Cambodia?
13 years ago.
13 years ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then Cambodia has been pretty much home for you.
For the last about 5 years.
Last 5 years. Yeah. So, what do you reckon it is about Cambodia? And this isn't to diminish any other nation or city. There's a lot of great people. We live in a great time to be alive, great planet, great world. But what do you reckon it is about Cambodia that after all these travels and all that, that you've said Cambodia is home base?
Number one, I'd have to say it's the purity and the groundedness of the people.
The purity and the groundedness.
Yeah. They've been through so much tragedy, so much hell.
Yeah.
Yet you look them in the eye, and you don't see somebody looking for your wallet. You don't see somebody looking at you and saying, "Why is he looking at me?" You see a depth there. That's
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
And you don't see that and feel that in China for sure. In Hong Kong, no.
Yeah.
In Vietnam,
Yeah.
In Laos is probably as close, but still not there.
Yeah.
And forget Singapore and Malaysia and Indonesia.
Right.
Maybe the Philippines, you get a little more warmth.
Yeah.
But above and beyond all other sects here, the Cambodians are amazing.
Yeah.
Now add to that it's still, even today, it's still a bit of the Wild West. You're not going to come up with any business ideas, any investments in Hong Kong or Singapore or Bangkok or Ho Chi Minh that haven't been done already.
Right.
Here, there's still an openness, the possibility of doing something cool that hasn't been replicated, that hasn't been done.
That's absolutely right.
And the cost of entry to the market is so far below any other place on the planet. The real estate here for purchasing used to be cheap. Now it's gone up.
Yeah, it's going up, but there's still plenty of opportunity.
Lots. But if you're on the let's throw some stuff against the wall and see whether it sticks mode as an experiment that's not your specialty, which is one of my specialties, is trying new things, because I get bored fast. So I like to try different things.
Yeah.
Here, the cost of entry for renting real estate, renting is so reasonable here that you can afford to go out on a limb and see whether the concept works.
Yeah.
And labor, also among the cheapest in the world. So, I feel guilty, when I hear the average labor rate is, $300 a month.
Right.
My God, and I don't know how they do it, but they do it with a smile, with a depth, with a groundedness that I'm talking about. Is just amazing. So there's that that is a really strong driving force within me.
Yeah. I agree. I think look, I know that in a lot of societies the pressures of life can get to people, and it's just everything is so tense, and I mean that's life for a lot of people around the world. There's plenty to be done here. We can set goals and KPIs and build teams and make things happen here. But at the same time, with the people here, there's still, I don't know if you want to use the word laid back attitude or, just like you said, a real grounded attitude as well. Like, look, we're all going to work hard. We're all going to try to make things happen. We're all going to do our best. But at the same time, we still have the time of day to smile at people and to ask, one of the common greetings in Khmer, when you see somebody that you haven't seen for a while, is, hey, have you eaten anything yet?
Really?
Have you had lunch yet? That's not our American or English lingo as much,
Right.
But here, and it reflects their attitude. So if I were to, happen to bump into you, anywhere here in town, I wouldn't just say, how have you been? That's one of the greetings we could say. But one of the other greetings that we would have with each other is, Nyamay no. Have you had anything to eat yet?
Yummy now.
Nyamay no. Yeah.
I like it.
And it just reflects that attitude. Like, hey, I know you're busy. I'm busy. We're all working. But, hey, make sure you get something good to eat, and, hey, let's catch up,
Yeah, let's put stress aside for a bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm sure you experience it as well, but it seems like every day around 4:30, that's when the text messages start coming. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Frankie. Where you at? You free?
What's going on?
Hey, come hang out, spur of the moment, spontaneous. There's other stuff that are planned. You and I have said, okay, Tuesday, such and such a time, we'll meet up, whatever. That's planning is important, of course, as well. But just that, bit of a genuine, friendly, spontaneous.
Very therapeutic.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Frankie, you still travel quite a bit. You still have all different levels of global interactions.
I do.
At all different levels, and I know that, and that's something that I've always respected and appreciated as well. Whilst you can have, some of the highest level interactions, but you always, care about just the normal folks around you as well, and that's something I've always, respected and appreciated. But I'm sure when you're traveling, you meet lots of people and you tell them that home base is Cambodia. And
what?
Exactly.
Where is that?
Exactly. So tell me about that. Let's talk about that for a bit, because what are whether it's misunderstandings or perceptions.
What are you running away from?
Okay, yeah. So let's jump into that. What have some of these misperceptions been that you've come up against being now a resident here in Cambodia, an investor in Cambodia, a lover of Cambodia? What have some of those misperceptions
my mind is
been?
exploding with all the answers to what you're asking. But in general, it's just it's a super pleasant place that in this crazy world that we live in, that you can actually step back and take a breather and look at, say, that picture and all of a sudden it's just, I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and you're not going to find that in any super industrialized city, New York, Hong Kong,
there,
Sydney.
The ancient roots.
And I've lived in Sydney.
Trees, birds
I've lived
chirping.
in Sydney. I've lived in Rio. I've lived in some crazy places in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
And you never attain a Zen kind of calmness that you can just close your eyes over here and easy to slip into that world. There's, everybody is caught up in their own world, and my story is a little different than most, but nonetheless, just the calmness that you can achieve over here. And if you want to slip away and go into a temple and just watch people go along the riverside and see the smooth flow of the water in both directions. And there's a calmness there, and you see that in the people. You do. They're not running around like chickens with a head head cut off here.
No, yeah.
No.
Not by any means.
They know they've been through a hard time.
Yep.
They've been able to cope with it, and their family's family has again, the word grounded. They're the purity that they've achieved by going through so much crap.
Yeah.
Is evident.
Yeah. That's right.
So when you compare it to other parts of the more, say, industrialized parts of Southeast Asia, it's a different world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different world, one that I endorse.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone out and my first investment was in property here.
Yep.
In mangoes. I love mangoes. My favorite fruit.
Yeah.
And so I bought a mango farm.
So now you own a mango
You did
farm.
what? My friends back in the States are going, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm going, don't you like mangoes? Oh, I love mango. Well, so what's the issue?
Yeah.
And then a huge part of the industry over here with the low wages is a lot of the materials and clothing manufacturing.
Right.
So I invested in a little operation there.
Yep.
And then there was an opportunity in a nightclub that I used to go to that I really liked.
Yep.
And I was single at the time, and I thought, what a great way to meet girls and make money and have my monstrous collection of booze in my own bar.
Of course,
And the cigars as well.
Yeah.
And as of late, there's some amazing restaurants here.
Yep.
That I love, and one in particular I recently invested in as well.
Yeah.
And
very nice high-end restaurant.
Super high-end, and again, we'll have the best whiskey collection in Cambodia in there.
Yep.
Sell our cigars and have a VIP lounge. Upstairs that perhaps the Oknias will endorse. And if not, other well-heeled people that can appreciate the list of goods here that nobody else has.
Yeah, that's right.
So, fun.
So when and I think this is an important clarification for those that are watching, and you talk about, the peacefulness and the serenity, and being able to very easily escape from, the hustle and bustle, as well as, the warm welcoming attitude of the locals here. But that doesn't mean that you're living in a thatch hut, and that doesn't mean that you're living in a thatch hut and trying to find food in the forest, and that there's no modern conveniences here either. You enjoy your lifestyle here. You enjoy whatever type of food you happen to be hungry for. It's all available here. Whether local travel, I know you're off to the islands now and then, or traveling around the country. It's not like in order to find that peace and serenity that you have to give up any modern conveniences that you would desire. Everything you would want or need is available here.
In abundancy. And I might add that at 20 to 30% of what it would be in where you and I would be from.
Right.
I can eat Japanese five nights a week. At so reasonable prices and such fresh quality. We get Japanese food shipments, sushi shipments in every day here. So no sacrifices. In my apartment that I live in now. In the States, in Miami, you could add a zero to what my rent is here.
At least.
It's a 10x. 10x. And then
right.
you're surrounded with people you don't want to be surrounded by. So, I mean, there's lots to be said for that.
It's I think we're both on the same page that both lifestyle wise, but also even from investable businesses like what you've experimented with and what you've experienced over the last several years, that whatever stage somebody may be in life, even if they're running a global business like you and looking for a home base, Cambodia is very, very doable, very welcoming.
It's like I say, between my flight from Bangkok yesterday was 45 minutes. And Hong Kong was 2 hours and 11 minutes 4 days ago. And then, the Philippines from there is just a short jump. But talking about going to Laos or Malaysia or Indonesia, they're all within an hour, hour and a half, which makes it amazing. And the flights, I might add, aren't like in the U.S. where you're flying from one state to the next for an hour flight, $300-400. These flights are, if you know that you're going ahead of time, and I rarely do, are
very reasonable.
Are $40 to $80. I mean, knock yourself out.
Hop over to one of the neighboring countries or something. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Frankie, what would be something that you've discovered here in Cambodia that may not be that well known to kind of the rest of the world? Anything, whether it be location-wise, some cool place that you've discovered, or some cool fact that you've discovered about Cambodia, some kind of hidden gem that you've discovered that, of course, you would have been unaware of before coming to Cambodia, and that maybe even some of our viewers might not be aware of.
The travel bug has always been in me, and first you think you come to Phnom Penh, and hey, this is a cool city. All kinds of stuff's going on. The riverside's full of life, and interesting to see the river life with the boats that are 100 years old that are going up there and plying their trade and doing the fishing. But what I didn't know is that there are beautiful islands that are now a 2-hour drive to Sihanoukville. And Sihanoukville, years ago, was just booming and going crazy, and it wasn't my thing at all. But a 45-minute hydroplane ride across to Koh Rong and Koh Rong Sunlom. They're beautiful islands, unpopulated for the most part, with lots of resorts.
I'm going to interrupt you here, Frankie, because you're not being paid to say this, and you're not.
Oh, no. This is all me.
You've traveled the world. You've seen a lot of nice beaches. You've seen a lot of nice islands. Are the islands here in Cambodia actually pretty good?
They're lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. The sand is pure. During COVID, I went over to a little resort that only has nine new bungalows on the beach. And for $50 a night, I got breakfast and dinner. And it was right on the beach. I looked out 100 yards in front of me was only sand with crabs running all over the place, and the most beautiful beach ever.
Wow.
$50 a night. I stayed 2 weeks, and it's like, and I was the only one there. There were 9 units, and I was the only person there.
Wow.
And the food was gourmet.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of places over there that now they're a little bit more because COVID was a special time.
As people discover them, of course.
I mean, if you want to do the $2,000 a night, you've got Sang Sa.
It's available.
But that's another story. I don't see any point in doing that. But then you go in the interior, and you go straight north from Phnom Penh, and you end up in a magical UNESCO site called Angkor Wat.
Yeah, that's right.
And that, if you've never been to, a place that's that zen and that magical, it's a mind blower. It's a mind blower. And all the temples are so different. And I have my favorites. But that, and then you can go up, an hour from there. There's like a place that's almost like the Grand Canyon. I forget what it's called. I was just there a few weeks ago again. Just magical. And then you go in the northeast, near the Lao border, and you've got these rivers and this network of
the falls and the rivers
incredible. And nobody's there. It's your own picnic spot. It's your and then less than a month ago, we took a motorcycle ride from Kep, which is famous for its crabs, as you know.
Of course.
And we've got a friend there. We rented 6 guys, rented motorcycles. And we took a 7-hour big ones, but dirt bikes. 7-hour ride to Kirirom.
Oh, up into the hills there.
Up into the hills, and we've mud up to our kneecaps, and I mean, so the adventure
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. We got towed out twice,
Oh,
with the tractors that, from the 1940s. And, experiences like that, you're not going to find in any of the rest of the places that, that most people live.
Yeah, that's right.
And here, this is, Kep is a 3-hour drive from here, thereabouts.
Yep.
And you're in a different world.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. And in fact, just last week, I took the ferry over from, was it Kopik?
Oh, yeah, Kopik. Yeah.
And within 15 minutes, I'm in a place where I only see rice fields and no buildings and no nothing. And there was a 500-year-old tree that had the trunk. The trunk was half the size of this room.
Wow.
And just straight out of the Disneyland, the big old tree in Disneyland, straight out of that book.
So 15 minutes right outside of really the center of town, boom, you're in the rice fields.
You're in the middle of nowhere.
And you have, these...
And the colors of the greens. I mean, if you like the color green, every color under the rainbow of green.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And no sign of civilization. I mean, giant lily pads like this. And I can rent a car here. Yeah. I rent a Lexus RX 300 for $500 a month.
Per month.
Yeah. Why spend 45, 55, 65,000 on that and then have it depreciate, half of that within the first year. Yeah. So if I want to take a road trip, I go do that. I want to go to Mundalkiri. Mundalkiri, I've been before. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the kind of places that, you think of, Cambodia, think of Phnom Penh, or you think of Angkor Wat, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's so much more here, baby.
Yeah. And I know you just had one of those road trips just recently. It sounded incredible. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that, if you get bored in the city, I could say 15 minutes away, or a 6-hour drive to Mundalkiri, which I'm going to do here in a couple of weeks too. Yeah. So it keeps it very, very interesting.
Well, for those that are watching, I hope you can pick up some of the, kind of some of the sense and even the spirit of what Cambodia is all about. And hey, we're not trying to be overly promotional or bragging, but hey, when you find a good thing, it's always enjoyable to share it. And we've discovered Cambodia, and we invite you to come and discover Cambodia like us, whether it's for a visit, whether it's for business, investment opportunities, whether it's for making some new friends. We're here as well. So we welcome you to come and discover Cambodia with us. Frankie, it's been great being able to have a nice cup of tea with you this morning.
Thanks for the invite. I knew it would be fun.
Yeah, it's been great. And please come and join us here in Cambodia. Whatever your industry, whatever your interest would be, I reckon Cambodia won't disappoint you. Come and discover things a bit, come and learn a bit, but I reckon Cambodia won't disappoint you.
Full-heartedly agree.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yeah.